Hi there, thanks for watching. Minor harmony in jazz can be a little confusing, or at least I've often found it that way. And I think the reason for that is that there are a few equally valid options for approaching it, especially compared to major harmony, where everything's kind of derived from the major scale, and major 2-5-1 is all derived from the tonic major scale, and it's at least fairly simple to know how to make a start. Minor harmony, it can be a little more complex, so I'm going to take you through 5 different approaches to minor harmony in jazz right now, or specifically a 2-5-1, a minor 2-5-1. And I'm going to build up in 5 different levels of complexity. Okay, so the first and probably easiest and simplest way to get started with navigating a minor 2-5-1 is just by using the minor pentatonic scale or the blues scale. Obviously they're just differentiated by that one note, the flat 5. Now this scale is kind of like a blanket go-to minor tonality. You know, it doesn't give you much nuance, you're not really getting in there and outlining any particular changes, but it works, you know, and it's you know, one of the most commonly used scales in probably all styles of music. So here are a few examples of using a minor pentatonic scale and a blues scale over a minor 2-5-1. Level 2 now, another scale that we can use over an entire minor 2-5-1 without having to acknowledge each change is the harmonic minor scale based off the tonic. So if we're playing a 2-5-1 in C minor, that'll be the C harmonic minor scale played over everything. A lot of the bebop players use this scale. They did a lot of other things too, but there are a lot of great Charlie Parker licks using the harmonic minor scale. So here are a few examples of the harmonic minor scale over a minor 2-5-1. Okay, level 3. So next up is chord scales. So we're playing a separate scale to fit over each chord in the minor 2-5-1. So on the 2 chord, that's the half diminished chord, we're going to use a Locrian scale. On the 5 chord, that's an altered scale, we're going to use altered chord, we're going to use an altered scale. And on the tonic, we're going to use a melodic minor scale. Here are some examples of using chord scales, just those basic chord scales, over a minor 2-5-1. Okay, level 4. So now that we've mastered, or at least got a bit of a handle on using those chord scales, we can go in and manipulate the notes within those scales to create, I guess, a more modern sound. So a slightly more angular sound. So we're going to use derived triads. We're going to build a triad from each note of those scales. We're going to go through those scales. I'll give you an example of that now. And we're going to sort of derive our own kind of tonalities from each scale there. I'll play those scales and then I'll show you how they can work over a minor 2-5-1. Okay, and level 5 is playing outside. So we're going to play outside the prescribed harmony. We're going to play, I guess, intentionally wrong notes. Normally, playing out is done over the 5 chord. It kind of is the chord that inherently carries the most tension because it's, you know, next to the resolution. But I'll take you through 3 different approaches I have to playing out over a minor 2-5-1. So the first one is to substitute the 5 chord for a tritone away. So that could mean that the G7 altered chord is replaced by either a D flat Mixolydian scale or a D flat Lydian dominant scale. The second category is half whole diminished scale material. So we'd be using a G half whole diminished scale over the G7 chord. And the third method is sidestepping. So this can be done over any chord in any tonality. It's basically just playing inside, sidestepping, playing a phrase outside, and then jumping back. And there are a few different ways to do that. So I'll take you through a few phrases using these different methods of playing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this has helped you a little bit. I've got a bunch of other lessons here on YouTube, and feel free to check them out. They should all kind of fit together, and some of the phrases that you learn in the other lessons are kind of applicable within this. There is a bit of assumed knowledge with lessons like this. I'll put the links for those in the description down below. And I've also got the sheet music for all these available on Patreon. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link for that down below as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Cheers.